Where we are staying with developments from the National Assembly, where President Bola Tinubu will, any moment from now, present the 2025 appropriation bill to a joint house. Ministers, other government officials have arrived for the presentation exercise. And there is also a heavy presence of security operatives on standby for the presentation. Well, the 47.9 trillion ambitious appropriation for the year 2025 is to secure Nigeria's future, with security taking center stage with huge allocation to the military and police. In addition, infrastructure, health, and education also top budget priorities. The budget also targets 3.89% in deficit and seeks to reduce inflation from 34% to 15%. Economic recovery in sight, increased foreign reserves and trade surplus top priorities for the budget, as well as bold moves to achieve food security and productivity. Well, for more on this, our National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa is standing by to quickly bring us up to speed with regards to this very ambitious budget as it is tagged, and it is meant to secure Nigeria's future. Joke, talk to us what you can see at the National Assembly, especially what you're getting in terms of reactions and expectations from the president with regards to this budget that has been tagged ambitious budget meant to secure Nigeria's future.
Yes, it's a sunny Wednesday morning here in the nation's capital. Our activities here are very lively. Members, as we speak now, the House of Representatives is in a closed-door session, apparently to also discuss modalities for this joint session. The Senate is also sitting, and so it is after this sitting that the Senate will move a motion to proceed to the chamber of the House of Representatives, which will, of course, host the president. From what we have seen here, security, like you have also said, is very, very tight. We have seen policemen, NSCDC officials, everywhere is tight. If you have no business here at the National Assembly this day, you certainly will not have access. We have also seen a couple of ministers, presidential aides. They are all around. They are waiting for Mr. President to arrive and for the closed door session to end so that they can also enter and have this session done with. But let's talk about this budget for this year. Like you have said, is ambitious, and of course every country, every citizen, everybody of course likes to be ambitious. And so but with the projection now, what we have now is that this budget is based on 1,400 naira to $1 foreign exchange rate. And so we've spoken to a couple of lawmakers. One of them is senator that has also expressed reservations about this particular figure, 1,004, where when you enter into the black market now, what you have is about like 1,700, and also, but government knows how to do its things. But the fear is that Nigeria, of course, this time may not have a January to December budget cycle. But of course, we are also not oblivious of the fact that we have about 4 budgets running as we speak. So basically, it is still work in progress. And like one of them has also hinted, they will have to extend the life of the 2024 budget to probably March or May, pending when these budgets, of course, the new budgets will come on stream.
Interesting. And the other issues around this budget that is also raising concern is the deficit, over 13 trillion. And there are those who have been talking about that as well. I wonder if you also got reactions with regard to that aspect, if there are also concerns regarding that.
Of course. Yes, of course, a number of members, a number of lawmakers have also raised concerns. But what they are short with is these tax reform bills that are being in the pipeline. They are hopeful, and like one of them also did say, most of these government agencies have overshot their targets. They have met and even surpassed their targets. So the money, of course, they are expecting that will roll in, and with the tax reform bills, of which also seeks to bring sanity to the nation's tax system. Of course, government is also hoping that it will be able to also generate more funds. But overall, I think it's about the determination which the government has expressed, which the government has shown over the years, over these past years. So the thing now is for the law, they have also agreed that they need to also scrutinize. Don't forget what they term it is budget estimates, and so they will scrutinize it really and ensure that they are able to inject people's views, what will certainly, benefit the people. But the concern also has been recurrent and the capital. The lawmakers are saying that they want capital expenditure increased, say, by 40%, while you have recurrent maybe 60%. But over the years, what we have seen in Nigerian budget is more of recurrent expenditures and less of capital. So they are trying to change that narrative now to see that they have more capital projects, of course, that will yield dividends for the people. And so that is what we have now. So expectations are high, hopes are also high that at the end of it all, Nigerians will be the better for it as far as this budget is concerned.
Of course, and Nigerians are also looking forward to how much will be allocated to areas like defense, infrastructure, health, education, and areas that can revive the economy in a way that it affects every Nigerian positively. Well, we'll have to leave the conversation here now because we'll definitely get back to you for more details out of the National Assembly. This morning has to continue, and I will be handing over to Nifemi Oguntoye, who takes it up from here right now.
Every second, every minute, every hour, and every day, time doesn't just tick away. It counts down to political decisions that shape our world.
This country must move.
Imagine the impact these decisions have on our lives. Some are consequential, others may leave us intrigued or baffled.
You will have no better friend and partner than Nigeria.
Step in and feel the frenzy like never before. Join me every weekday for an hour of fact-finding interviews where questions cut to the core.
How would you say your administration has fared in these sectors?
I will dig in to get to the heart of issues, from local politics to global insight. Join me as I unearth the power plays, jaw-dropping revelations, and the unfiltered truth. This isn't just politics, it's unraveling the stories that matter. Brace yourself for Politics Tonight every weekday at 8 p.m., where every decision echoes along the corridors of our lives. Politics Tonight, only on TVC News.
So you're getting two for the price of one on the show this morning. The countdown is on to noon as we watch out for the 2025 budget, which Mr. President will present on the floor of the joint session of the National Assembly. As we also wrap up the year, we're reflecting on the progress made in grassroots development across Nigeria. A major milestone this year, recall, is the Supreme Court landmark judgment granting fiscal autonomy to the 774 local government councils. This ruling marked a significant shift in the country's governance structure, enabling local governments to autonomously drive development agenda aligned with the specific needs of their constituencies. On the show today, we'll delve into the specifics of Kosofe local government area, and I'm joined by the chairman himself, Barrister Moyosore Ogulewe. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning, Barrister.
Thanks for having me.
I've spoken with the senator a couple of times, so it's lovely to have conversation, transgenerational conversation. I heard he celebrated his 82nd birthday recently.
81st.
81st. How's it doing?
Very fine.
Awesome. So you come from a family with a strong background in politics, perhaps a good place to start. Being the son of a former minister yourself, has the family legacy influenced your approach to leadership and governance at the grassroots?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, of course. I've been I've been around my father for quite a long time in regards to politics. So since the days of Zero Party, UNCP, AD, PDP, and then now APC. So I've been part of the system.
At what point did you know you were going to do politics?
No. I did not know. Trust me.
Really?
I don't know. I was just always following him around. But I'm enjoying it right now.
Awesome. And you look a lot like him as well.
Thank you very much.
Let's begin with the Supreme Court judgment. Landmark judgment, everyone is talking about affirming financial autonomy. Can you confirm for us on this show if the Federation Account Allocation Committee has begun releasing monthly allocations directly to local government areas?
So you see, for me, Lagos State, to be precise, has always practiced local government autonomy, right? And you can see that in the evidence of what we've been doing as local government chairman across Lagos State. For example, I've been able to construct close to about 40 roads within my local government area. So if there's no local government autonomy, then how would I have been able to do all that in a short period of time for 3 years? As we speak, they're still trying to sort things out, but definitely I'm very sure that by the time things are sorted out, then definitely.
It's the same thing I hear from every local government chairman in Lagos. They say it's party loyalty. Are you sure there's no scripted backdoor arrangement that twists local government chairman to whom these allocations
No, at this point in time, you say it the way it is. There's nothing of that such. Lagos State have been practicing local government autonomy. So for me, the Supreme Court judgment is just here to affirm maybe other states. For me, Lagos State is very fine.
So you're saying Nigerians can hold you as an elected council member accountable,
of course,
for what's happening at the grassroots level?
Of course, people in my local government can call now. They will call and I'll tell them what I've been able to do in a short period of time.
We're going to open the phone line shortly
to
hear from Kosofe people themselves, and we're going to explore some of the infrastructural development that has happened in the past years. But I want to take you up on what's happening at the Lagos State Assembly quickly. There's a proposed bill there. It's called the Local Government Administration Bill, and it aims to replace the 2016 local government law that probably align itself with the Supreme Court judgment. And the bone of contention are the LCDAs. They say administrators there now become mayors, but the idea looks like it's going to come under local government areas, right? And that you will now have to provide the funding. Do you think this structure will effectively promote grassroots development?
You know, you can't speak of what is not already done. Do you understand what I mean? For me, we would wait for the House of Assembly to do what they are doing, and then from there, we'll take it from there. For me, as far as I'm concerned, as we speak now, the LCDs are still there. The local governments are also still there. So let's wait for the House of Assembly to complete that process before we move ahead to say or discuss anything about that.
Earlier this month, you met with the Minister of Youth Development. Is something cooking for young people in Kosofe?
In Nigeria? Yes, of course. We spoke at length, and then he's getting ready for next year. You know, he just picked up the seat from the former minister. Yes. So be rest assured, Ayowande Wisdom is a brilliant young man, and definitely he will deliver for the youths.
We're talking about the national budget. I understand that you presented your budget already last month.
Yes.
6 billion plus?
6.7 billion.
6.7 billion. Do you want to walk us through what's the recurrent capital expenditure ratio, and what vision do you have for this budget to drive development?
Well, for me, we're going to be focusing major on capital expenditure, right? And for capital expenditure, we have close to about 4.5 billion, meaning that we're going to be concentrating majorly on infrastructural development for the community of Kosofe local government. For example, for our youth, sports centers, IT, you know, where they can all go into and then, you know, speak to themselves and also see what's going on in Nigeria as well. So it's going to be majorly focused on capital infrastructure.
How do you intend to fund it?
From the federal allocation.
The allocation
and also revenue.
Of
course.
Awesome.
Of course. Federal allocation and also the revenue drive of Kosofe local government will be able to fund that.
Let's talk about the revenue drive. What's IGR been, you know, before and now that you're chairman?
Yeah, it's been impressive. You know, we've visited. For me personally, I have 142 CDAs in my community, and I visited all of them, and then, you know, speak to people within the area that you don't expect me to do so much for you, and don't also pay your revenue. So, and that's what you just need to embrace and discuss with these people. And that's all we've been doing in Koshofe. And trust me, from 100 million, we've moved close to about 250, 300 million.
Wow.
As we speak.
Per month?
No, per year.
Per year,
okay.
Yeah. All right. So we've seen a couple of commissioning of road projects and boreholes across the local government. We're going to talk about a few of them, the stages they're in currently. But what do you consider your legacy projects in 3 years plus?
Well, there's a road in Ojota called Rojo Avenue. It cuts across about 14 roads within the community. And trust me, it is making waves, even on Twitter and even on social media, even within the environs of Koshofe local government. And that's a legacy project for me because it has not it has never been constructed before, at least since maybe when Jack Conde was there or something like that. Most of the projects I'm doing 30, 35 years ago. So for me, all of them should be legacy projects.
The road is 100% done now?
About 85% done, just asphalt, and that's all we're done. And we'll commission it.
So there's the Aminu Street Mende.
Done, completed.
Done. Musa
they were completed.
On Ilawe Street, if I call.
I've constructed close to about 40 roads.
40 roads?
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about the ones that are not yet done.
Just about 4 or 5 of them.
4 or 5?
Yes.
Interesting. There's Olayiwola Owoya Street.
60% done.
60%. Paul Odulaja.
60%.
Obazo Street, if I call.
That should be about 50%.
50%. Is there a timeline for completion for this?
We're going to finish it before the end of the year.
Interesting.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about how you engage your constituents, especially, they say that development is key at the grassroots, and you guys are closest to the people. Is there like a periodic engagement to understand what they want per time, if you are fixing the roads they want fixed and addressing the issues that matter to them?
Thank you very much. As I said earlier, I told you, we have about 142 CDAs in my community. I visited all of them and told them to write me a letter in regards to what they need within their CDAs. And from there, that's what we're doing. That's how we've been able to achieve this progress in regards to infrastructural development, welfare of the people, and so on. And I think that's the best way to go about it, because I would not just go on a particular road and fix it without the consent of the CDAs. The CDAs are the closest to the grassroots, because that's where the people are. And they have ESCOs in those CDAs. So I meet them, get a letter from them telling me what they need. We've procured close to about 8 transformers within the estates, Millennium Estate, Shosonya Estate, about Odufa CDAs, all of it. So we work closely with the CDAs. And that's why we've been able to achieve so much in this short period of time.
It couldn't have been all rosy. Are there challenges you think that are huge, that have been a major issue in the past 3 years?
Of course, mindset, everybody wants development at the same time, and it's not going to happen. We must take it one step at a time, and that's what we are doing. I've also told most of the estates to add me into their, their platform, and they've added me, and we discuss at length in regards to what they need in their communities. I think that's the best way to go about it.
So how do you prioritize what should be done next?
What should be done next is I have their letters on my table. Okay. There's a CDC chairman who is in charge of the CDAs. We discuss and pick some roads within the community in each of those CDAs. And then we go ahead about it, and we call them for a meeting, have a brief interview with them, how the work is going to be done. Sometimes we even also allow the youths within the community to get involved in the projects. Like the one we're doing in Roju, I'm paying close to about 60 youths every week to make sure that they are part of the system. And that's what we are doing.
There are conversations about what's happening with our young people these days, within the communities. I think we had a conversation with NDLEA recently, and there are concerns about abuse of drug in Lagos amongst young people and how unemployment and underemployment is an issue. Is there a specific program that addresses that in Koshofe?
Of course, I've employed close to about 600 youths that I pay monthly as non-pensionable staffs. And we also use them to achieve our aim as a government. So, it's priority. Yes, these things are everywhere in the world. It shouldn't be only Lagos or Nigeria alone. Do you understand what I mean? So, for me, the most important thing is we keep engaging them and making sure they get involved in the government. And that's what we are doing in Koshofe local government. We continue to do that. As we speak, we're also engaging the youths, some of the younger ones, the Gen Zs, to have a one-on-one chat with them, because their mindset is quite different from ours. And they are the next generation, whether we like it or not. As you can see clearly, they came out and they voted for the candidate that they wanted to vote for. So they're also getting into the system one way or the other. So we also just need to engage them as much as we can, and then we'll see how we'll drive the country forward.
Let's open the phone lines for a bit. Mr. George has called in from Ikeja. Good morning.
Good morning, Nifemi, and good morning to Mr. Ogunlewa.
Good morning, sir.
Nifemi, I have my reservations about our local government structure and its finance arrangement by our constitution. It doesn't look practicable to me the way the federal government is going about it. That the local government chairman should be financially autonomous. There is no governor that would want a local government in a state to be outside his own control. You can say it 100 times a minute, but doing it is very, very, very difficult. Look at what is happening in Edo State. I just saw in a new governor a few weeks ago, and look at Rivers State. Any governor wants to be in total control of all the local governments. You won't have a party where the governor came from, and he would accept another party to be governing one of the local governments. They will do everything possible to make sure it does not happen. And you can see how local government elections have been operating. How would a local government chairman operate independently with funding from the federal government and wants to do things successfully without the cooperation of the governor? He has to do it the way the governor wants. If he doesn't do it like that, he will not succeed. And what the governor wants might not tally with what the local government chairman wants. So you see that it is one thing for the structure to be in paper, but to practice it, I don't see it working. What I think we need to do is to take the risk of putting the local government structure under the governor with the trust that the average governor can manage.
But isn't that what is happening currently? Recall the video from our neighboring state where local government chairmen were literally bowing down to a governor and paying obeisance to him.
They don't necessarily have to be bowing to the governor, but if they do not work with the governor, if the governor has no control over them, the people will suffer because nothing will come from that local government. The local government chairman will not be able to work. And if the local government is not able to work, it's the people that will suffer it.
All right. Let me get the barrister's response to this. What are your thoughts in the line of the issues raised here?
We need to actually separate these things. For me, we should be talking about Lagos, right? And in Lagos, it's totally different because the state governor does not interfere in the matters of the local government. I won't be able to do as much as this if the state governor is interfering in development of my community. I've constructed schools within my community, right? So, do you understand what I mean? So,
you don't think it's a party issue? The days where you were in PDP, do you think that if you're a PDP chairman, that this kind of working relationship will still exist with the governor?
It's about the people, right? It's about the people. And we are getting to that level where it's about the people of the community. In Lagos, it's totally different. The governor does not interfere in the development of the local government. We have a one-on-one chat. We talk, definitely, but it doesn't interfere in it at all. And I think Lagos State has been practicing local government autonomy for a long time. And that's why you can see development across the states. And we'll continue to do that as far as we're concerned.
Walk us through the Light Up Kosofe project, solar street lighting initiative aimed at illuminating major trunksy roads across the local government area.
Yes.
How far has that gone? I'm also curious about the sustainability of these projects because the issue of solar street light is not novel, as it were. But we've seen that after a period of time, those things just wear out. Is either they stop illuminating or the poles fall off?
No, you see, for me, it depends on whoever that is doing this project, right? What I'm doing in my local government is clear. I'm aware of where the solar street lights is coming from, right? And the contractor that is doing this light has explained how the light is going to work for me. So I already told the people, come, by 9 o'clock, by 7 p.m., the light comes on. By 11, it dims a bit. But when you walk through it, then it brightens up again. You can come to Ogudu GRE, it's not far away from you, and see how the light is being done. And he has explained that the batteries would be replaced if there's issues.
Okay.
So those are part of the thing. So if you're getting a solar street light, right, make sure you can replace the battery and also replace the panel. Most of those street lights sometimes it's only the panels and just the batteries are also constructed with the panels. But this one, there's a place in the panel where you can remove the batteries and replace it. And then it comes on again. Everything cannot work in perpetuity, right? There should be adjustments. And that's what it is. So we are doing about 6 roads now. And then we're also going to go on about 40 roads that we've constructed. We're also going to put street lights on them.
And put lights on them.
Yes.
So there's election next year, right?
Yes, there is.
Are you running again?
I don't determine that. It is the people that have.
I like the way you politicians answer the question.
I don't determine that.
You don't give a yes or no answer, but are you not running?
No, I don't determine that. The people that I govern will determine.
At what point do they determine?
I've done so much for them, so it's left to them to determine whether they want me again.
But the interest will come from you to say, you know what, I want to rerun, elect me again.
No, we've passed that level in Nigeria now. People will decide that for you.
How? Educate me, I don't understand.
Because people have started coming out to vote. So it is what you do for them that will determine whether you will come back or not. That's changed.
Really?
Of course.
I'm not really aware. I thought the process is that you get a form, you show interest.
That's a separate matter.
Okay.
The most important thing is the people that you govern. Do they want you back? That's what it is.
Do you think they want you back?
They should make calls and they should tell us what I've been able to do in that.
You sound very confident.
Of course.
We'll see how it goes.
Of course.
All right, the phone lines are open. Let's get some conversation ongoing with the viewers, especially residents in Kusofe, as regards what they think of the chairman's performance in the past 3 years. There's a long list here of roads that have been done. We're looking at a couple of them that Mr. Chairman said will be done will be concluded before the end of this year. He's also presented this 2025 proposed budget of renewed hope. How soon do we expect that to be signed into law?
Well, I've done my own part. The separation of powers in local government, those are part of the things I also wanted to discuss.
But there's a timeline. For instance, on a national basis, there's a January-December cycle, right? That's why Mr. President is presenting the budget today. The expectation is that it kickstarts in the new year. Is that the same
of course,
system?
Our legislators are on retreat now to go and see what we've presented to them. And then they are working on it. And then they'll come back to us and we'll take it up from there. But there's a proper process in local government, local government governance. There's proper process.
Let's talk about education. Okay, I think we have a caller. Oluomo Talabi, good morning from Ojota. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Oh, very good morning to you, Nifemi.
Good morning.
And good morning, my able chairman.
Good morning, sir.
I'm calling from Ojota. Yes, I want to affirm what our able chairman has been discussing concerning the developments in Koshofa local government, precisely Ojota. I am a CDA chairman in Ojota, and I can attest to everything I've said about the developmental project. So I want to encourage you, my chairman, please keep doing what you are doing. And I can assure you that the question Nifemi has, we want you back. And certainly, we're going to follow you.
Thank you.
Well done, my able chairman, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I wonder if you are speaking on behalf of the other CDAs.
I am also CDA chairman, so I'm speaking on behalf of the entire Ojota.
All right. Interesting. Thank you so much for calling in. There are some reported investments in educational infrastructure as well. I think there's the commissioning of a fully equipped story building featuring 10 classrooms.
Yes, please.
At Musafeja Primary School.
At Oworo.
Yes. How do you plan to further support education and community welfare?
Okay, so under my watch, I have about 18 primary schools. I've also visited all those 18 primary schools, and I've had meetings with the teachers of those schools. And our plan is to take it from where it is. We are planning to build one school in each of those 18 primary schools. Yes, it looks as if it's going to be very difficult. Of course, It's going to be difficult, but we will achieve it by the special grace of God.
So beyond the CDA, you know, we talked about internally generated revenue. What economic, walk us through the economic importance or contribution that Koshofe makes to the Lagos State government?
Well, there's a lot. For example, there's the chemical market in Ojota precisely. There's also the basket market in under Anthony. And you remember those, you go through those roads so you see them. And also there's a lot of companies and industries within my local government area where I cover. And they make a lot of contribution to Lagos State as a whole. So, and also the issue of LASA is also one of our revenue driving Lagos and also in local government as well. And we all enjoy all these things. And for me, they are there and they know what I'm doing in the local government, and I'll continue to do more for the people.
Josh has called in from Ugudu. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, good morning.
Let's go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, Chairman, sir, good morning, sir. This is Josh calling from Ugudu.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I just want to commend our able chairman for what he has been doing in Koshofe local government. Like, generally, he's the only one that's been doing some amazing stuff that people get tested, even on Twitter, IG, and the likes of them. He has been doing amazing stuff for us in the sense that the area, for example, Ugudu used to be an area whereby we had some violence issues. But ever since our chairman came into the fold, Ugudu has been peaceful. Koshofe local government in general has been peaceful as well. But I like the fact that he actually engaged the whole youth, the boys in the area, the road project that is of them. So it's really nice that he actually took everybody along. So definitely, we all want you back for second time. If you don't want to, we actually do need you.
Thank you, Josh, for the contribution. I see that Mr. Chairman likes the feedback. We're probably going to get a caller that will make you frown a little.
I will explain myself. It's not a big deal.
It's all right. So I see that you have a WhatsApp channel where you upload many of these things that you are doing. Interested in knowing if there are other means through which your constituents can also reach you online and bring into your awareness some of the challenges they're faced with.
Yes, I engage with them on Twitter. I think I'm one of the chairmen that also engage with our people on Twitter. So I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on the WhatsApp channel as well. So they can always reach out to me. And I'm also on their WhatsApp groups in each of the estates where we communicate with each other.
Awesome. What's the relationship like with representatives, you know, House of Reps, senators in that constituency? Is there a working environment? What is it like?
Yes, they voted for all of us, and we are expected to make sure that we give back the dividends of democracy for every individuals or every citizens of Koshofe local government. So the House of Reps, she's doing very well. The Senator is doing very well. The House of Assembly is also doing very, very well. Our governor too is also doing well, and also Mr. President is doing extremely well for the people of Koshofe local government.
Walk us through what the top priorities are for your administration in the new year, and your plans to achieving them.
Well, as I said earlier, I'm going to be focusing majorly on infrastructure, education, and also health. Last week, we just finished an health program. We visited all the CDAs within the local government. I also gave them free drugs. I think it cost about 17,000 naira to give the elder people like drugs so that they can take care of themselves. And also, we also give them some money after they've been treated, about 2,000 of them. So the records are there. As I said earlier, you don't say what you have not done, right? And I can beat my chest to say that I have contributed so much for the development of my community. And I'm going to continue to do as much as I can if I'm allowed to contest again or if I'm allowed to run for office again.
You talked about the contribution of the local government area to the overall economic development of Lagos State. And you also talked about the fact that this local government is independent. Well, it's pretty much what we hear from most chairmen in Lagos State. But what then is the collaboration that exists between your budget and that of the state government? At what point do you synergize and work together?
No, the local government is different from the state government. My budget is clearly different from the state government's budget. So we all do our things differently. As I told you, the governor does not interfere in the process of the local government at all. The only time he interferes is when we are having a conversation, just talks, how is the local government doing, hope you are doing well, and all those things. And then sometimes they tell us to actually showcase what we are doing. So it's like a competition between the local government chairman. So you must do as much as you can to impress the leaders of the party and also the governor. So for me, the governor doesn't interfere at all. So when the man called, I was talking about Edo State and Ogun State. In Lagos, it's totally different. And it's totally different. Trust me. I'll say it the way it is. If it is not, I'll say it. But I can tell you for free that it is totally different, and we're enjoying autonomy in Lagos.
A major challenge in Lagos has been the traffic situation. Year in, year out, administration after administration, it remains a challenge. What do you think is the problem?
The population. The population of Lagos State is becoming alarming, and I think the Lagos State governor is doing so much to make sure that things is resolved. For me, we need to plan for the people. A lot of people are moving into Lagos every day, every minute, every second. So we need to keep planning, because if we don't plan, then it might get worse. But I can assure you that the governor is working so hard to make sure that these things will be put in place, and then it will reduce traffic.
You saw the numbers in 2023 election, especially during the presidential election, where opposition almost won. And I think they even won. I think Labour Party won in Lagos. Remind me, during the presidential election. And the panic was high for the governorship election. What do you think has happened between then and now? Because you mentioned earlier that everyone is doing well, including Mr. President. Opinions are divided about the performance of this administration, where you consider the cost of living, where you consider how much the Naira exchange is now for $1, how much people pay for fuel and energy, and what have you. What do you think has happened differently beyond those narratives that can influence the support for this administration?
Thank you very much. As I told you earlier, the local governments are doing very well, and they're the closest to the grassroots. Mr. President, through the Supreme Court judgment, has also given financial autonomy to the local government. It now boils down to the local government to make sure that they reach out to the people as much as they can. Mr. President is in Abuja. He's not going to do everything. It's not possible. Yes, the policies and whatever he's doing is making it look like it's now the responsibility of the local governments to make sure that we engage the people of the community, and that's what we're doing.
Hold that thought for a minute. Adeyemi has called in from Agodo. Good morning, Adeyemi.
I don't live in Agodo. So.
Good morning. Dear Chairman, how are you, sir?
Thank you very much, sir.
Good. I want to quickly attest to the amazing work that has been happening in Koshofe. What I would like to say is that the chairman has done extremely well, and I can see that he has a lot of potential to continue to do extremely well. In the areas of security, in the areas of health, in the areas of infrastructure, he has done amazingly well, and I can see that he has very bright plans for the local government in the future. What I would just say is, if he continues this, and if the 57 local governments in Lagos State continue this way, we will not even need a governor. And this is what we should be looking at. This is how we should be reflecting on what the local government brings to the people itself. If 754 local governments does the same thing, or even half of what the chairman of the local government is doing, we will not even remember whether we have a president or not. And that is how I believe that the people of this country, the people of Lagos State, the people of Koshofe, should, take, that is how they should take their local government. They should take it important. They should utilize the local government. They should see the local government as the nearest government to them. And I commend the chairman and give him kudos and tell him that he has done a job well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Adeyemi, for your contribution. That's our last caller, so I think it's been a good run for the call so far. And you were talking about how what is happening at the local government level is a big win for this administration.
Of course.
But there are many who disagree on the basis that it is not the same situation across board. So there are still conversations as regards constitutional review for us to be able to implement the full weight of local government autonomy, right? There are governors who are still against, what is happening, what you claim is happening in Lagos. How do you think that can become a national thing that will now, perhaps in a way help that benefit for this administration?
It boils down to Mr. President, and his word should be his bond, and I'm sure that he needs to speak to the governors. The local government is the closest to the people. It's not everybody that will go to Abuja or even see the governor. As a local government chairman, they see me every day. From here, I'm going to my office as we speak, and I'm there from 9 to 7 every day. So if the local government does not function properly, there can't be a government. Trust me. And I'm very, very sure that Mr. President will take this serious. And I know him very, very well. I know him very, very well. He's not going to joke with local government because that's the only way out. Even when you go abroad, you see the mayors of other states, of other local councils, they hold their local government. And the people, they hold them responsible for whatever it is. So without the local government in Nigeria, forget it. And I'm sure Mr. President is going to work so hard and make sure that this becomes a reality. And I can assure you on that.
Quickly, there are conversations as regards, perhaps it's time to start asking your governors how much they get from FARC, and also speak to your local government chairman. The attention on the center is huge. Every little thing that happens in the country, falls back to the leadership. Do you think it's a function of the communication of how government runs, or that's just how the people choose to see it?
You see, most of the people in Nigeria needs to understand how the system works. There's a way the system works, and we also need to be educated on how the system works. For me, we should start holding everybody responsible. As a local government chairman, hold me responsible for what I'm supposed to be held responsible for, right? Hold the state governor responsible for what is supposed to be held responsible for, and hold whoever that is in position, hold them responsible for whatever they should be held responsible for. But for me, as a local government chairman, in conjunction with what Mr. President has done, trust me, in no time Nigeria will be in a better place, and I can assure you. And you made mention of, things are being expensive, but trust me, all over the world, things are expensive. How much is, you travel a lot, how much is how much is a liter of petrol in United Kingdom or even United States?
All right.
So we need to understand how the system works all over the world. Mr. President is doing the right thing, and trust me, we can count on him, and Nigeria will be in a better place.
That's our time. Oyosoro Ogunlewe is chairman, Kosofe local government area. Thank you so much for coming this morning.
Thank you for having me.
We wish you all the best, and we look forward to election next year.
By God's grace.
That's our show today, everyone. We can continue the conversation online. Follow me at Nifemi Oguntoye, tag at TVC News On, and we'll be back tomorrow. Compliments of the season.
Like never before, the biggest and first ever Christian Awards to celebrate and honor faith-based creatives in different industries like arts, music, fashion, content creation, and entertainment is set to hold in Lagos, Nigeria. This year at the Muson Center of Nikon, Lagos, the Kingdom Achievers Award will be holding a third edition as we recognize outstanding excellence in the Christian culture, awarding your favorite gospel creatives for their excellence in their various platforms. To prepare you ahead of 2025, there will be a panel session featuring top industry leaders in business, fashion, content creation, music business, and many more. Plus, there will be career support, business opportunities, giveaways, and networking. Isn't this exciting? Do not miss out on this lifetime experience. Jump on by registering online at kaawards.com. Follow on social media at Kingdom Achievers Awards. Oh, and registration is free. Kingdom Achievers Award 2024. The Convergence.
But why won't I be happy? Not just because it's festive season. It's moments of friendship and 60 million reasons to love. Small Pepe.